There have been 24 perfect games throughout the history of professional baseball. However, I found events in football that are far more rare than that. Occurrences that have only happened a handful of times or less during the existence of professional football. So here are football's rarest events. Earlier this season, you may have witnessed the Dolphins drop an incredible 70 points on the Broncos. But what you may not have realized was just how rare it is to score 70 points. In fact, including that game, there have only been 4 teams in NFL history to drop a 70 burger. The first time it happened was in the 1940 NFL Championship game when the Chicago Bears set the record for the most points scored in a game with 73. Then the 1950 Rams scored 70 points against the Baltimore Colts. And the 1966 Redskins scored 72 points against the Giants in what would be the highest scoring game of all time, with a combined 113 points. That means it's happened 4 times in 83 years. There have been 15 plays that have gone for 99 yards in pro football, but what makes this event so rare is that only 2 of them were runs. In 1982, Cowboys running back Tony Dorsett became the first player to take a handoff for 99 yards, a platform he stood alone on until Derrick Henry became the second player to do so in 2018 against the Jaguars. Henry's incredible run helped lead the Titans to a 30-9 victory. A 30-point lead is often an indicator of a blowout. However, 2 teams have overcome the odds and won after trailing by 30 points. In 1993, the Buffalo Bills fell behind 35-3 in an AFC wildcard matchup. 4 Frank Reich touchdown passes got the game to overtime, setting up the Bills for a game-winning field goal. However, the Bills' record 32-point comeback was beaten by the 2022 Vikings, who found themselves trailing by the Colts by 33 points after a first half that included a pick 6, blocked punt touchdown, a couple failed 4th down conversions, and much more. However, the Vikings fired back in the second half to tie the game at 36 at the end of regulation. They ultimately won on an overtime field goal. The fair catch kick rule is one of the craziest and most unique rules in football. It states that if a team receiving a punt calls for a fair catch, they're able to kick a field goal from that spot while the defending team must stand at least 10 yards back from the line of scrimmage. While there aren't exact records of this, there are estimates that suggest that 30 fair catch kicks have been attempted, with 2 of those being in the playoffs. But there are greater degrees of rarity to this rule. The next level is that only 6 fair catch kicks have ever been made, but 6 times is still not rare enough for this list. To make this truly one of the rarest events in football history, we need to look at Bears kicker Mac Percival in 1968, who made the only game-winning fair catch kick in NFL history. With 20 seconds remaining in a 10-10 game against Green Bay, Percival's 43-yard fair catch kick led the Bears to a 13-10 win. Just as it sounds, a negative punt is a punt that goes for negative yards. Technically, this doesn't require the ball to go backwards from the punter, but just that it doesn't reach the line of scrimmage. While there have been plenty of awful punts over the years, there's only record of 1 negative punt. During the Bears' 1985 Super Bowl season, they encountered the Giants in the division round of the playoffs. The Bears scored 3 touchdowns on their way to a 21-0 win, and one of those touchdowns came on a 5-yard punt return. You heard that right. The punt, which was not blocked or altered, was returned 5 yards from the end zone. This is because the Giants' 3-time All-Pro punter, Sean Landeta, punted the ball negative 5 yards. If a field goal kick is short, the opposing team is allowed to return the kick as if it were a kickoff. While these returns are rare in and of themselves, what makes them one of the rarest events ever is returning them for a 109-yard touchdown. The phenomenon has only occurred 2 times throughout NFL history. In 2007, Chargers corner Antonio Cromartie became the first player to achieve this feat. And in Week 3 of the 2021 season, the Jaguars played against the Cardinals, in which a short 68-yard field goal attempt before halftime was returned by Jamal Agnew in what would become the second 109-yard field goal return. But even more rare than that is a 109-yard kick return, which has only happened one time in 2013. As a rookie with the Vikings, Cordell Patterson became the first and still the only player to have a 109-yard kick return for a touchdown. The NFL is filled with unproven myths, mysterious rules, and glimpses of perfection. And while we found the rarest known events in football, we still have to explore the dark depths of NFL history to find the truly most rare events. But first, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more NFL videos. The football version of a perfect game involves a quarterback completing 100% of his passes. And while countless players have gone 2 for 2 or so in a game, in order to qualify for a perfect game, the quarterback must attempt at least 10 passes. This leaves us with only one perfect game tossed by Kurt Warner in a 2005 game against the Texans. However, there's a caveat with this event, as Warner left the game with an injury in the second quarter after completing 10 of 10 passes for 115 yards and a touchdown. For this reason, some may not consider this a perfect game. Otherwise, there have been 2 extremely close calls where the quarterback only threw one incomplete pass, which was a drop pass. Those quarterbacks were Ryan Tannehill in 2015 and Alex Smith in 2012. The 1-point safety may sound made up, but it is a real NFL rule that establishes 1 point to a team who scores a safety during the point after a touchdown. It makes sense considering a touchdown during that play would only get 2 points, so a safety should get 1. In order for the 1-point safety to occur, either the defense would need to take possession away from the offense and run back into their own end zone, or the offense would have to carry the ball 98 yards, 85 on a PAT, to their own end zone. Either way, it is extraordinarily rare, so rare in fact that it is yet to happen in the NFL. Thank you for watching. Is there a rare football event that I missed? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more NFL videos.